taking advantage of the beautiful weather, I've cycled over to a place called Zwartsluis, I think. And despite it being a glorious day, I did have a little bit of a headwind, but I'm pretty much used to that. Well, I'm used to that by now. The plan really was just to sort of cycle here to this particular hotel. I think it's called the Hotel and Restaurant Zwartewater, I think, which I believe is black water, if you will. And I've got no real plans from here on in, so what I'm going to do is just pop into the centrum just to see what the town looks like, or what the town looks like. But before I go, I'd like to sort of say hi and hello to Charlie Davis and the pupils of Ringsfield School in Suffolk. I know they've been following the Going Dutch Around the World story, so I'm pleased and grateful for that. But yeah, I'll sign off now and I'll talk to you again in a little while. Oh, well, these kids aren't actually a tourist attraction. I'm guessing that they're magnet fishing, which is a sport, if you will, that well, involves buying the strongest magnet you can lay your hands on, tying it to a piece of string, and then lobbing it into lake, river or canal in hope of picking up something that's, well, made of metal, I suppose. Each to their own. Well, it turns out there isn't a tremendous amount to see on an Easter Saturday in Zwartsluis, so I've cut my visit a bit short. I had a walk around the town, watch the locals at play, but in true sort of holiday spirit, most places are closed, so it was just bars and restaurants that were open. And as I'd just eaten and taken my fill of coffee, there was little point in staying any further. What would be interesting, but highly implausible, would be to get into one of these boatyards on the right here. There are some fairly sizable vessels all being worked on. I'm guessing refurbished rather than built from new, but you never know. I've cycled by a few times actually, and on a couple of occasions just caught a glimpse of some heavy industrial work taking place, which involves quite a lot of force and quite a lot of noise. But yeah, I'd like to have a look around the boatyard, shipyard. Perhaps another time, or another country even. We'll see. Yeah, the sign just said invite 1 kilometre, so that's nearly over for me. It's been quite a challenging ride coming back actually. The headwind I had going out miraculously turned to being a headwind on the way back, so there's no great surprise there, I suppose. But yeah, enjoyable all the same. I still belong to the what would you call it? The philosophers that say always being on your bike is, or rather being on your bike is always better than not being, whether it be a Dutch city bike or a road bike. But I will have to try and remember the sort of fatigue that sets in when you ride a Dutch bike into the wind I mostly think that if I'm going somewhere, 4 hours is about what I should aim for. 5 at a push. $100 something like that. But it is very challenging to ride 100 kilometers on a sort of traditional built for comfort Dutch bike. So a little fatigue in the legs, but not a huge amount. I mean, it's only an hour's ride, of course, but the wind does make a bit of a difference. Understatement of the year. Yeah. I've got no idea what time it is, I have to say. I'm now just remembering that for the first time since I got here, I did bring a bottle of water to keep away thirst. And having remembered that, I'm also minded that I haven't taken a single sip of it since it went into my bag. So, progress of sorts, but positive I brought a bottle, less positive that I left it in the bag and didn't drink from it. Perhaps I can crack it open when I get in. But with the sun well over the yard arm, my ride's all but to a close, so I'll sign off and look forward to talking to you again soon.